We are going to create a CSS typing animation where we have static text in here and a typing animation going on in here. And then by the end of this video, we should be able to create a similar fit to this one. So let's get started. So I have a clean slate right here where I only have index.html and main.css. So I went on ahead and added some default CSS in here. So let's get started building our CSS typing animation. So to do that, we need a markup. Let's call it div, and we put it in the class container, and then a paragraph. So the paragraph is I am a, and we'll put a span in here, span tag right there. So this could be a developer. So let's try to do that first, or freelancer. Freelancer. So we already have the text, and this one I am a, so it's a static one, and let's make this freelancer text the typing animation. So the plan is, I think we'll have something like a cover in here. Then we'll have a ticking cursor in here as a border, and then it just goes something like this. We'll cover, and then we'll uh, uncover it, and then we'll cover it again, uncover. So that creates an animation. It's something like it's typing, but what we're actually doing is just we're just covering this with whatever the background color is, and then we're just showing it, and then we'll hide it again and show and hide. So I think that's the plan. The first thing we have to do, figure out I think is the cursor in here, how we can add a blinking. So right after that, we'll figure out how we can add something like an element in here to cover this, and then let's animate so that we can um, uncover it and cover it again. And then later, after that, after we figure it out, we'll figure out how we can add multiple text in here, like freelancer, YouTuber, gamer, something like that. So I will style the element in here. We know that it's a span tag, and we're just gonna go generic for now because we don't have any element in here. We're just targeting the span. So let's try to add something like a blinking in here. So let's style first the span, where can add a, I think, a max width, because we want it to be centered. Max width of 7.8 px. So don't mind this. It's just something like I want to center it. And this one, I will add a color of a orange. So I think that's pretty much it to go. And then we'll just make it a bit bolder. So that's pretty much what I want for the linking, for the animating text. And then we'll want to have a ticking in here. So I think we can do that inside the span, but we want it so that it will not disturb the actual content in here. I think what we can do is target the before or the after. Yeah, I think we can target the after pseudo element, and then we can also use that to as a cover. So it's two purpose. It's our blinking element as well as it's our cover element. So let's try to demonstrate that. We can do before, but I think the before pseudo element, we'll use that. We can use that later. So we can have a content in here. This is a space content with width, so we can see the actual element. So let's try to add a color in there. So let's try to add a border. border left of a px solid and then this color. So we'll have it there. I'm just gonna spec that out. So we have this element already, this after. We want this to actually cover the entire text. So we'll use that as a cover. How we might want to do that is we'll add a width of 100%. So let's try if that will work. Because span is an inline element, we can't add a width. So we'll try 100%. It doesn't work. But if you'll change display default display of inline block, so inline block means we can add a width to it. So that's pretty much it's working, but it's doing it in a new line, something like here. So what we can do now is we can actually add a color so that we can see it of just so we can see that. Oh, it's so this one. So I think that's better. What we want to do is we want to get this and put it in here. So we can try to make this pseudo element absolute so that it covers the entire space of this freelancer. So let's try to do that. First, we want to add a position relative here, and then let's try position absolute. Position. So that's there. It went on in here. So we want that to be here in the if in this area. So we can do a left of 0, I think, and then let's try. So there. So it covers the entire text. I think that's a good sign for now. What we want is a blinking animation in here. We want to, let's try to remove this first. And we want this to be blinking, right? So we can do is animation. Let's try to add a blinking. Blinking. And then a 0.4 seconds, and we want to go infinite. And then for the keyframes, let's try blinking. Can't spell it right, so that's there. And then for the blinking, and for it's from 8px, let's try 2. Your left, let's just copy this one and let's make it transparent. So it still has a border, but now it's transparent. So let's try, wait, transparent. So right there, it's blinking now. I think what we can do next is to make it run all the way there and back. So to do that, we can add another animation. So I think we'll change the background color now. We'll just try to do that, and then we'll try so that this blinking and this entire pseudo after element will be pushed right here, then back, right here, then back. So to do that, we'll add another animation. We can call it typing animation, 2 seconds, and we go infinite. So let's try to do that. So let's add a keyframe right here. Let's call it typing, because this is our indicator right here. And then I want it so that at let's try this. At 0%, I want it to have a margin left of 100%, and then a width of 0. So I want it to go right here. Let's try 100%. So let's try what it will do. So yeah, I think we are getting there. So let's try to make this white so that we can. So I think we're pretty much going there, but it's really not it as of the moment because we can add steps in here. Like it will not just be very smooth going. We'll try steps of we can do 13. 13 it's the count here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 9 will do. Because freelancer is a 9-letter word. If I'm right. No, 10. Right there. So you notice that the R is missing freelancer. So we have to figure out how we can do that. But first, let's try to add if I am from 0%. I want it to have a margin left of 0. Margin left of 0. And then a width of 100%. So this is where we start. And I think nothing has really changed because it is a default in here. We can remove that in here. So I think we can remove that the width here. It's duplicate. So we'll try to figure this out one by one. So from 100%, I think going to 100%, I want it to slow down. So I think from 0% to 80%, then 95%. I want it to go from 0 to 80. It should display the margin left fully 100% and width of 0. And then I think from 0 to what 10%, and because I want it a lot faster, so 100%, I want it to hide it. So that's pretty much working. So from going there, it should be um, slow down, and then it's a lot faster going back. So I think that's pretty much the animating typing text. So the next thing we have to figure out is a how we can add more text in here. So I think that we can do that by actually creating lists in here or text in here. But I think for me the best approach is to just add the things in the CSS. And to do that, what I mean is we add a span of before tag, and then that before tag will try to have a default content of maybe nothing for now, and then we'll animate or add animation. Let's call it profession or something like that. 6 seconds and infinite. So it seems like we're getting error. Semicolon. Oh yeah, because it's this one. And then so we have here the animation. In this animation, we'll insert a content, and then so I'm just gonna quickly show that. So at keyframes, profession, this is where we insert our content. So for example, at 0%, I want the content to be a freelancer. So I have there. And then I will try two contents for now. I think we can add at 100%. We can add the content of YouTuber. So there you notice some irregularity in there. So because we have already because our typing is completes in 2 seconds. So in 2 seconds, we should change the content. So we just have two contents in here. So 2 seconds for this and 2 seconds for this. That makes it 4 seconds. So our profession should be just in runs in 4 seconds. Let's try. Hmm. It just changed. It doesn't complete and it's changed. Maybe because we can add a zero up to 50%. Our content 0%. Up to 50%. Our content should be freelancer. And then at 51%, I think we need to be explicit about that. So let's try to be more specific in here. Freelancer, then YouTuber. Oh, it's changing when we are getting back the hiding it. So I think we can add a delay of 0.2 seconds. So right there. So that's pretty much working. So freelancer, YouTuber. So I think here we need to be explicit about the times when this should be finished or this should be. So I think let's add one more. So 100%, let's try to add a content of a web developer, something like that. Developer. So it will be messed up because, yeah, as expected. So I think let's be explicit about it. So let's divide this by 3. 100% divided by 3. So they should have 33% a time frame between this duration for two, because a typing lasts for 2 seconds to complete it each in each content. So we have 2, 4, 6. So our animation should last 6 seconds to accommodate all text in here. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds as per our settings in here. So that's about 6 seconds. So, and then in each content in here, for 6 seconds we need to have a we need to budget their time so that it will only be displayed um 1/3 of the actual time. So I think 100% divided by 3, because this is 3 content. So 100%, 0 to 100, 0 to 100. So 100% divided by 3. So they get about 33% each. So I think we can do 0 to 32% is Vulture Freelancer, and then 33% to what, 60, 66, oh, 65% YouTuber, then 66% up to 100%. So I think that's evenly distributed. 66% up to, so that will be a web developer. So let's try. So freelancer, YouTuber. I think it has, yeah, so we can add a little more delay in here. So I think that will be good. So right there. So show, hide, hide, show, hide, then show, then hide, then show. So that's pretty much how you can animate a typing animation in CSS. So that's pretty much it.